Hey everybody. It's been a while. Yeah, I know, I haven't been streaming. Don't judge me. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But I wanna be honest with y'all here while I take a sip of my rays and I cut right to the chase to why you haven't seen too much of me or you haven't heard from me on social media and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna run you back about 2 years ago, which would have been March 2nd, 2020. I packed my bags and I left my home right outside of Baltimore, Maryland, and I moved down here to Pensacola, Florida, which I've called my home now for exactly 2 years and a month. But along the way, within about 6 months ago, I tried applying for a leader position at my job that I have been with for almost 4.5 years, going on 5 in July, and I got brushed off by my management team, and I never got an interview for the job, nor was I considered, or no one said anything to me. Fast forward about up to about 2 weeks ago. The person who got hired for that job, who was one of the best bosses that I've had at my job down here, she immediately resigned and quit because the upper management where I work is terrible. They don't seem to care very much, and they'll overwork you with minimal people for maximum effort, which is a terrible way to go, especially with my employer being a big box retailer. And they think minimal people for maximum effort will generate their profits. It doesn't. It just makes people tired and exhausted. And you wonder why people don't want to work anymore. There's your answer right there. Don't blame it on the government. Blame it on the employers because they're allowed to get away with that shit most of the time. But cutting right to the chase is that I've been trying to apply for the same leader position I got denied previously 6 months ago, and I feel like if I don't get this position this time around, I feel like everything that I've worked for just doesn't feel right with me. And maybe it's because of the fact that I've been there long enough and I know how to do my job and I feel like I'm ready. But I also feel like management is just shitty down here compared to where I was 2 years ago. So, and it's been really rough on me because I also have been starting to take the realization is that I think they take advantage of me at my job. I'm not an idiot, but it's just like I always show up and I do the maximum amount of work that I can, and I have lazy coworkers, and it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm trying to make as much money as I can to support myself, do this, save up for a house for the first time. But it's just like a lot of things are not feasible for me with the way that I was in the position I'm in right now. So I want to move up and do the best that I can for myself. And I can't do that being on the grunt level. So I've had my hands full of trying to convince management, you need to hire me because you guys passed me over once and it was illegal as hell. Which leads into why I'm making this message today. Today is April 10th, which April for everyone here, if you're not in the loop, is Autism Awareness Month. And I'm going to be straight with everyone here. I'm not going to hide it. I never tried hiding it. I never used it as an excuse a day in my life, but I do fall on the autism spectrum. Previously classified under Asperger's syndrome, which Asperger's and a lot of other autistic, disabilities and stuff that was under what we call the spectrum. It's now just called ASD at this point, or autism spectrum disorder. And it's been really difficult for me because I'm always moving on the go, everything. I'm hype. I wouldn't say I'm hyper because I have ADHD on top of that, but it's just like, let me put it to you this way: my mind is like a fucking machine gun. If you had a mounted turret gun, my thoughts are going that fast when it's firing. So it is kind of like, a thing, in my own words, of course. And half the time, like, at work, I try to be jolly as possible. I try to talk to people. I'm on a level with people, and people like me. Like, there's not very many people at my job that don't like me. Actually, a lot of people respect me because I do my fucking job. And I love being with the people I work with. And I feel like in a management position, I can make people a lot better than where they are right now. And I can relate to a lot of those young coworkers that I have getting their first or second job because 10 years ago I used to be in their shoes. And I'm about to be 30 fucking years old. But I also feel like if I go to management, it takes away from, if I don't get management, I may not be able to, be able to move anywhere. I'm going to be stuck at a dead end job for the rest of my life. And I don't want to be there for 20, 30 plus years if all I have to show for it is my tenure. I want to be able to be a leader and be above that and all the good stuff. And I try to make my disability not part of the problem. But it's because I do my job, I do what I'm asked, and I'm trying to make sure everyone around me is on the same page as me, which 9 times out of 10 they are. And call outs happen, bullshit happens. But I feel like I should apologize to you guys, the audience, because it's taken away from my time streaming, and mentally and physically, it has exhausted me. And it, I hate to admit it, but it's not me being lazy. It's just I can't do anything with everything the way it is right now. And I apologize. And I thought I'll let y'all know this, but I'm giving it about two weeks and 3 days, so about 17 days from now on April 27th, I will be back to stream, but it's just like for right now, I kind of feel like this is the best time for me to take a step back and, not indulge myself with doing too much and, having too little to give. When I stream, I'm being myself. I've always been myself on stream, and I'm not going to give you guys any bullshit about that, but I don't want to be exhausted. I don't want to be, grouchy, angry, mad at the world, cussing at people, doing all that shit. I want to be me. I want to have fun. I want to play Pokemon where if I try to catch a Pokemon and it doesn't get caught and it tries to bum rush the shit out of me, I want to have fun and be like, oh shit, that thing's coming at me. Like, I want to have fun again. But I can't do that if I can't be honest with you guys. And I feel like this is why I'm apologizing. But as of right now, in about 17 days' time, I will be back on stream. I just thought you guys would have the right to know what I'm doing, what's going on, and hopefully I can get a lot of my problems at work cleared up. So,